Hi, I'm Late.MR, and today is July 30th, 2020. About 2 days ago, on the night of the 28th, TV Ahi, I think that's what you pronounce TV Asahi. I'm not really good at pronouncing shit. They released a press conference revealing the trailer, the actors, and the overall plot for the new Kamen Rider series, Kamen Rider Saber. And so I'm basically going to start making videos about Kamen Rider and whatnot. So hey, what's better to start with everything that's just been released about the new stuff? So right here I have the plot synopsis, and so let's read through it and see what it's all about. Since ancient times, there have been a book being in charge of all existence on Earth. The book was engraved with all sorts of myths, stories, and living things, sources of science and technology. When humankind evolved and civilization was developed, the knowledge and the powers were written in there. The book was protected by the Holy Sword and the organization, Swords of Logos, keeping the world in balance. However, thousands of years ago, people who tried to rob the book apprehended. The books were scattered around the world and disappeared. The battle was secretly going on. Time flows to present age. Novelist. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I'll wait till the episodes get released to know how to pronounce it. But basically, Kamen Rider Saber, he's a novelist, has a recurring dream in a different space. A swordsman fights a fierce battle with a monster in a book, and a mysterious girl seeks help. Every time he dreams about it, he is caught in the feeling that he forgets something important, but he doesn't know what it is or who the girl is. It seems that every day life is so easy to collapse. The dream always happens without warning. Suddenly, a strange phenomenon occurs where a part of the city disappears. Important family members, friends, lovers disappear in front of each other's eyes, in a mess. On the other hand, part of the disappeared city appears in a mysterious world. Where are you? What happened? How can I get back? The desperate people wonder. Toma and Mei Sodu, the editor-in-chief, are suddenly involved in this phenomenon. Surprisingly, the other world is very similar to the dream of Toba Makato often has. And like the dream, mysterious monsters invade and begin to destroy the city. I will definitely bring the city back to its original world. Suddenly, a flaming sword appears as if it's responding to Makoto Hiba's thoughts. As soon as he picks up the sword, he wears the power of the dragon, becoming the swordsman of fire. And that is the overall plot that they released to the public. I like it. It's something different. After basically years of Xaid with doctors and video game viruses to build with a mysterious box from space that creates monsters, Zio, which is all about time jackers from the future, and basically the recent 101, which is basically a cybernetic terrorist organization. It's really good to see something more or less along the lines of mythical being incorporated into the heroes and the villains, especially of a show like Kamen Rider, which sometimes can be heavily tech based. In fact, I think there hasn't been a fantasy themed season since Wizard. So this is really good. I like it. A novelist for the main writer. I kind of like that. That's pretty different. But with that, there have been releases of the suit. At first, when I just saw the shot of the head in the magazine scan, I thought it was ugly. Okay, because you're looking at it from head on the front page of it. Let's see if I can find it. I can't find it right now, but it was head on, straight down the middle. He has a blade for a horn on his head, and flames coming out to create that iconic bug eye upward slant. The eyes I can get behind because you can't always just be some grasshopper themed superhero, and it's nice to have that kind of like callback. But I thought it was ugly. The horn is like really big. I think it's about like a foot past his head, and basing it off of the scans from magazines. And it's kind of like O's, where he has three separate colors, but with O's where it's all vertical. This one is horizontal. Or do I have that switch? Whatever. Basically, it's all going this way on him. And man, that right now that's just for him because Kamen Rider Blades, the secondary rider, he's just full on blue. He's full on blue, and he has lines for his chest. It kind of reminds me of Zero Nose from Deno when him and his Imagine Denon combined, and Denon was in control. It's just like the face on my chest is just a decoration. That's kind of what I'm getting here with the lion. And the books, the Wonder Ride books. When at first when I saw that it was books, I was like, "Wow, we're incorporating literature to superheroes that fight monsters." And frankly, again, this is after years of all this technology-based gimmicks and whatnot. And then I was kind of thinking, oh, this is just kind of like a Ghost with the icons because they were all based off of historical figures, quote unquote. And then I've heard something about a writer, one of the main writers for this show was also a guy who did Ghost. So that can either be a positive or negative, whether you look at it. The belt, I'm split on it. At first, I like the idea that it's a sheath for the sword, and you pull it out to activate the powers and the books. You slot them into 3 slots, and then they open up. Open up. At first, when I saw this, and I saw, basically people were wondering, can you fit 3 books onto it? But then once the commercial got released, and it showed, yes, you can. They just all flip open to the left, no, to the right, and everything. And I really like it. There's someone drew an image on how the books work, and basically the one on the right hand most, that is basically the arm, and the main center is basically the hero. If you put one in the center, it flips open to the hero and an extension of the arm, so like to right here. And then if you put one in the leftmost slot and it opens up, it be no. If you put one in the center and it opens up, it's just the arm center and the arm of the other cover. And then if you put one in, the second, it's now just one big image of him. So I messed that up. I'm happy that the driver is going to come with the sword, and that depending on what the rider is, the way you determine it is just by taking a little metal off of it and you just swap it, swap and go. So like the main riders is red and blue, there's yellow and green and whatnot, and so that's kind of how you base it off of. You stick it in, you put the books in, you rip it out, and it kind of opens up. I really like that. It's not my favorite belt, but I made a promise to myself to get every belt of my years in high school. So Build, Z001, and now Saber. It's probably going to grow on me. Most of them really do. But I love the ride books. The ride books, I think, are perfect. I liked how, besides the main writer's book that gives them their base form, the other ones are going to be based off of actual literature. Because right now we have a confirmed Peter Pan and Jack and the Beanstalk. I know Peter Pan is called Peter Fantasia. It's kind of, it's not the clearest view for the Jack and the Beanstalk one. I don't know what it's called, but basically when you put it in, it affects this side. So this side's red, white, black, and then depending on what book you put in, this side changes. It'll either be a green or a blue, like a navy blue or a light blue compared to the secondary rider. So I really like that. So overall, this series has a lot of potential to be really good. I like the mythical way they're pushing it, how it's more focused on the swords, because we all knew once they released the name Sabers, like, okay, this is going to be something to do with swords. And I'm pretty happy about that. And it doesn't show anything for a gun, so I don't think he's going to have a blaster or anything. And I very doubt that the sword is going to just sling and turn into a blaster. I can't wait for the toys to get released, so I can add it to my collection. And I just can't wait. Now then, let's watch the trailer. Okay, so right here on my computer screen, I got the trailer and or promo, whatever the hell you want to call it, subbed by TV Nihon. So let's open this up and see what it's all about. Pen and the sword, that's something you expect.
はるか昔、世界を作った一冊の本があった。その本には神話、物語、生物や科学技術、歴史などあらゆる知識が書かれ、本の力により人類は発展を遂げた。
So it's basically all about books that hold every kind of knowledge known to man. So they're swordmen's chosen. Okay, so Excalibur, the purple rider, he turned against them. Okay, so the ride books are made out of lost pages of a bigger book that was destroyed. Okay, I can see that. And so our villains are three guys trying to collect them for their own stuff. There's three guys and Caliber. At least they straight up say he is a Kamen Rider beforehand. Okay, so red, blue, and yellow have the same belt. Green and black, I think it was, they have their own belt. And Excalibur have his own thing. I like how for the villains, they have like a book cover and a little plating as a belt, and I just think it kind of fits well with their theme. So this is all going to take place in the second world where half of everything is missing. Alright, first henshin. So you have to open it beforehand. I like how they made their own text for it. I like that saying that the sword is already in the driver and then you pull it out. I'm still not a fan of the blade horn. These action scenes, though, I think are really good. So Saber has like a bike, and then Blades, I think, he has like an RTV or a four-wheeler. The CGI is looking pretty good. It's not realistic, but it's like really good video game quality, and I like it. I will decide how the story will end. That's a pretty good saying with everything they got set up. Kamen Rider Saber, premiering September 6th. I really like it. I really like it. Everything they got set up right now, I think, is really good. I think it's really good. I think this is going to be a really good season. I don't think there's anything I can add on top of it. Well, there we go. Well, I guess that's all I have to say on everything. Like, subscribe, or whatever, and I'll see you when this stuff gets released.